everybody, as usual, and welcome to the Geek Lab. A nice wifey cup of tea. And wifey isn't with me on this video because she's downstairs, because as we're doing this video it is very cold and it's snowing like buggery outside, so she has decided to do some liver casseroles and stuff, so she's cooking, getting that done before the evening starts, probably. Romantic time. Anyway, so yes, this is the time when these come through the door, and here's another one. And just make sure this is the right way up. Yes, another delivery from Eagle Moss. And talking of Eagle Moss, just to let you know a little bit of news, we have subscribed to the 3D printer series that Eagle Moss are doing. I'm not going to discuss the merits of it on this video, it's not for this video, but we'll be starting a series on that. So in the meantime, we're going to open this one. Now, problem here is no fluffy, so it's going to be difficult to open this without seeing what's inside. So I'm going to have to do this cut and just off camera, so I don't spoil the surprise for everybody else, even though by the time you're watching this, it's in the bloody title. But at least you won't see anything. Okay, I'm now trying to remove these without seeing anything. Okay, so that's that down, that's that down. And hopefully put them in order. I'm looking at some blurred so I don't spoil it. 38 and 39. So, okay. That's about it. Hopefully I got the right one. Ooh, hello. Right, pulled that off. Yes, pulled that off successfully without seeing too much. And here comes 38 in the series. I'm expecting this model will be small. Maybe, maybe not. It's a Delta Flyer! Yay! The amazing Delta Flyer from, oh Christ, I've forgotten which episode it's from. It's a shuttlecraft, launched 2375, 21 meters, and standard crew of four personnel. Okay, Delta, I imagine this is going to be a very small model. You never know. So we've got Delta Flyer designing the ship, creating the CG Delta Flyer, and on screen. Launch 2375. Weaponry, fore and aft phaser strips, photonic missiles, defences, unimatrix shielding, whatever that is, and parametallic hull plating. Oh, just like my car. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to let you know I'm from the future. Doesn't seem as high quality as usual. I don't know. Might be me. Okay, the Delta Flyer. The Delta Flyer was a unique shuttlecraft designed to withstand the rigours of life in the hostile Delta Quadrant. So it's from Voyager. Is it? God, I'm being thick. Working around the clock, the Delta Flyer was built in just a few days. Alloys and new design components were replicated, while spare parts from storage were also used in its construction. It featured retractable warp nacelles, unimatrix shielding, and Borg-inspired weapons. Tom Paris described it as ultra-responsive hot rod. So, an ultra-responsive hot rod. So, yeah, Voyager. There we go. The Delta... Can you see? Can you see? Yes, you can. The Delta Flyer was built by the senior crew of the USS Voyager, NCC 74656, using their time in the Delta Quadrant, hence its name. It was faster, better armed, and much more rugged than standard Starfleet shuttlecraft. Reading along from this page. The initial idea for the Delta Flyer came from 7 of 9 during a mission to survey a protonebula aboard a Class 2 shuttle. After hearing B. Elena Torres and Tom Paris complaining of having Class 2 claustrophobia, a term used by Starfleet cadets when they were packed into shuttles for weeks at a time as part of their training, Seven suggested that they design a larger, more efficient shuttle. Thus, they did. Okay, some nice artwork here from the program, screenshots. The Delta Flyer going into a wormhole. Shield announcements allowed the Delta Flyer to withstand huge gravimetric distortions and enter a graviton a graviton ellipse where it found Ares 4, an early Mars mission command module that had gone missing in 2032. Don't want to read too much, I'll be here all day else. And a look around the Delta Flyer. Can we get any better? That's better. Just too much reflection there. Okay, look around the Delta Flyer. Bulk system enhancements. Doesn't say what they are. Probably does somewhere in this. Excuse me. Emergency warp plasma flush vent. Defenses shield grid. Dorsal entry escape hatch. Transport emitter. Okie dokie, let's carry on. Designing the Delta Flyer. In searching for the right shape for the Delta Flyer, Sternbach began by making a series of doodles. Don't we all? This helped him crystallise his thoughts as he focused in on a design that fulfilled the brief. Okie dokie, doodly doodly. We like doodles. I like to doodle equations, but there we go. Okay, and more on designing Delta Flyer and a sense of scale there. It's quite large actually compared to person. So, there we go. More on designing it, and we are coming up to the point where I'm going to have to cover it. So you don't want to see what's next, do we? How about an edition of Practical Wireless? Okay. Uh-oh. Don't want to see that. And cheating the CG. Oh, sorry. Cheating. Creating the CG Delta Flyer. So, obviously, whether it's been in Voyager, one of the later series, it was a CG model. Closing my eyes as I put that in. CG artist Rob Bonchoon went to enormous lengths to ensure that the CG Delta Flyer matched Sternbach's design blueprints. Bonchoon revealed that the air brakes were the hardest element to get right, as they had to hinge upwards on a curved part of the hull. You bugger! Fancy designing something that's difficult! Anyway, there's the next ship covered. Hello. Right, and on screen we have key appearances: Star Trek Voyager, The Good Shepherd, and Star Trek Voyager Drive. Trivia. Oh, excuse me. One of the ships taking part in the Antarian Transstellar Rally, seen in the top right of the picture below, in the Star Trek Voyager episode Drive, was a reuse of the coaxial drive first seen in the 4th season episode Vis-a-Vis. The same ship also made brief appearances in the episodes The Voyager Conspiracy and Workforce. So that is that for that. Yes. Let's put Practical and Wireless out of the way. And let's look at the back picture. Okie. Shall we have a look at the ship itself? Yes. Let's do that. It's that one, I think. Yeah. Ooh. Well, hello. Sorry. We're getting carried away there. Just an initial look in its case there. It actually, as my hand, actually doesn't look bad. Looks quite good. Let's get this thing out. Let's release it from its bondage. Bondage. Anyway, different subject. Different video. Let's get this little bugger out. Put it there. Stand out, as I have no assistant today. Boo! Boo hiss. I'm just going to prepare the stand and then we'll look at the ship. And there we go. Come out. Stand prepared. Seems right. Okay, let's have a look at the Delta Flyer. And initial impressions. Bring the light over here. Povu. Initial impressions. Bloody good. Now, it does appear to have some scratching on it. I don't know if that's on purpose. The metalwork has got scratches on the top and on the side there, and on that side. Oh well. I'm not going to... if you've got one of these, let me know if you've got the same. Apart from that, got some scratches on there as well. Well, minor scratches, very minor. Yep, actually nice little model, isn't it? There's your little thingies, and nicely shaped up here into the recess there. And the canopy. For a change, this entire top section is metal. Nicely detailed as well. I like it. Delta Flyer. I'm going to ignore those little scratches, or if they are scratches. No, if they are done on purpose. I doubt they're done on purpose. Little paint failure job here. In the window. And there. But overall, it's a nice little model, that. I like that. Cool. That'll go next to my other shuttlecraft. Minor issues, but not that important. So let's put her just out of screen, just in screenshot there. So yes, quite like that one. Despite the little flaws on it, not enough to cry about. And it does look good sitting there. I shall show you properly in a bit, but it looks good at that angle. I got somewhere for that to live. Oh God, I just accidentally sort of looked at the second one, and it looks impressive. It's going to be a bad guy ship, and it is the Romulan drone. Now, I just caught a quick glimpse of this model. I'm going to have to pull this out of the way, sorry, it doesn't work. I just caught a quick glimpse of this model, and it looks complex. Yeah, it's a complex ship, as you can see. Interesting to have a look at the model and see how they pulled this off. So, we have the Romulan drone, which is a hollow drone. Launch 2154, length 35 meters, top speed warp 5. Just on a side note, I've decided that my giveaway is going to be at the halfway point of the current collection. Now the halfway point at the moment is going to be 90 ships. So when episode 45 comes out, which is in 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, so that's going to be in in 3 videos time, I think. I'm going to do the giveaway competition, which is the damaged oh, excuse me, oh, gold, I forgot what it's called now. Oh well. Deep Space Nine. Yeah, the Deep Space Nine spaceship itself, and a little Klingon warbird. They shall be given away. So, look forward to that. But in the meantime, let's continue. The Romulan drone specification. This should be... This model... I'm not going to say, well, I got a quick glimpse of it. It looked good. It's either going to be a big hit or big miss, because this is complex, to say the least. Right, operated by the Romulan Star Empire, class prototype, launch 2154, top speed warp 5. Weaponry, triphasic disruptors and holographic skin. Why would you have a holographic skin? Oh, I can see some of the model there. Move away! Don't want to see it! I like the surprise. Who else likes surprise? Tell me in the comments if you do like I do. You don't like to see it initially. You like the surprise. You don't like to know what's coming. Please let me know. God, this is an impressive ship, isn't it? Wow. Data feed. Some of the bad guy ships are far more impressive than the Federation one. The drone project was tested in 2154 and successfully destroyed several Andorian and Tellarite vessels. However, when the Aeon operator Garib rebelled and both drones were destroyed, it was deemed to be a failure. In 2154, the Romulans launched an experimental drone that could disguise itself as other ships. I'm going to read this first paragraph just get more information on this one for you. In the mid-2150s, the Romulans developed an experimental drone ship that could be remotely operated from Romulus and could disguise itself as other vessels using holographic projectors that were located on its outer hull. The Romulans built 2 prototypes, which were adopted from existing Romulan vessels, and as a result featured standard propulsion systems and command circuitry. Though the drone was unmanned, it still had a bridge. Although instead of accommodating bridge crew, the space was used to house a few consoles together with a large subspace receiver that enabled the vessel to stay in constant contact with the control station on Romulus. Cool. Why haven't I got one of these? I'll have to ask Fluffy when I go downstairs. So here it is, trying to disguise its, some artwork. Ooh, look around the ship. Impressive, to say the least. Telepresence. Can you see that? Yes, you can. The drones were controlled by telepresence, a system that allowed a remote operator to access all of their systems. This was a technology that the Andorians had experimented with without success. The Romulan, a vision, acquired a highly telepathic operator, which led to them kidnapping Garab, a member of the Aniar, a subspecies of Andorian. They convinced him that the rest of the Aniar had been killed and forced him to operate the drones. The system worked over vast distances and relied on a large number of subspace transceivers that could receive the data. In theory, jamming the signals would disable the drone. Data feed. Romulan technology of the era was superior to that of most races. The drones and weapons were far in advance of anything that the Andorians or Tellarites possess, but the drone could only achieve speeds just above warp 5. Designing the drone. Yeah, there's quite a bit of design work there, and it's quite different. The Romulan drone was an adapted version of a mysterious ship that Voyager encountered in a region of chaotic space. The original design showed here only appears on screen for a handful of seconds. And here it is. Be interesting if they've done all these aerials. If they have, they're going to be a bit fragile, I think. There we go, flee. What's this? Weird. Alright. Obscure ships like the Flea always stood a chance of making a comeback because they were preserved in a catalogue that was started by Digital Muse and then maintained by Eden FX. Each ship had a sheet that showed what it looked like, who it belonged to, and where it had been used. If it was sufficiently obscure, the producers would suggest modifying the design, changing the colours, and giving the ship to another race. There we go. I think, yep, over here I'm going to see the next ship in the series, so let's cover that. Right, starting the Romulan War. Above left, Sussman was determined to show that the Romulans were interfering in Vulcan politics and made sure that he saw a Romulan spy in the shadows of the end of the Vulcan Reformation arc. And cover that. On screen, key appearances: Star Trek Enterprise, Babel 1, and Star Trek Enterprise, the Owner. There we go. Right, trivia. Oh, read enough. Yeah, let's get on with the ship, shall we? I don't want to read too much, give too much away, in case you want to get this yourself. Okay, let's put the magazine. There's a top shot there, it's quite good. The magazine is there, and let's see the model. This is either going to be a big success or a big failure. Let's have a look. It's smaller than I thought. Excuse me. Right, let's get this little bugger out. Here's our ship. Now, as you can see, it has quite a lot of detailing and things sticking down, so if you get this model, you're going to have to be careful removing it. In fact, they've designed it so it doesn't hold. That's a good idea. To save you from trashing it. Okay, yeah, I'll just get the stand ready. As my assistant is cooking, I can actually smell the liver casserole. No. Must be the onions cooking. And oh, this one's different than any before because it has a stud type thing. Okie dokie. Let's have a look at the vessel itself and the profile. Love it. Actually rotate it slowly. Love all the details here. As you can see, the skin on it, there's loads of little details coming out. I don't know how the camera's picking them up, but they are there. There's little, yeah, you can see them there, little golden sort of lines and details, and loads of little cannons and stuff sticking up there. They are quite stiff, so there's plenty of strength there for you. Little back tail coming out. This must have been quite the nightmare to design and prototype and model. Wonder if I could 3D print this. Probably not, it's probably a bit too complex, but could be a challenge one day when I got the 3D printer done. Now, as you can see, the cannons are going off to one side. Are they supposed to do that? Let's have a look. No, they're supposed to be straight. They are quite off to one side, but they are actually very soft. So they've just been knocked, I think. Not completely out of alignment. But standing on its side there, that it doesn't really show. And other than that, you can see the holes themselves are nicely aligned. It's just the cannons coming out of them have, for whatever reason, decided to disappear to one side. And there are a few intertwined up there. Okay. I'm going to forgive them that, because it is a very good little model of a very complex ship. So other than that, it is rather good. Now, I'm going to have to consult the book on how to put this on its stand, because it's a bit different. So it goes down there, and it looks like oh, this tailpiece. Oh, let's have a look. This tailpiece somehow, don't know if it's supposed to sit flat against it. Let's try it this way. Oh no, it definitely doesn't go that way. Yeah. Snarf. This thing is very... I'm going to have to take the ship off, because it's going to break else, I think. Let's get that in there. And yes, it looks like it slides up there, and the whole thing sits on the stand thus. Although that in its proper position, it sits up. There we go. Bit fiddly, but we got there. I'm not going to push things too hard, because I got a feeling snappy, snappy, snappy. Okay, that's an impressive little model. So, I'm just going to bring the camera down. Clear this off a little bit. And you can see the ship sitting there in profile. There we go. So they've both got little flaws, but overall they are rather good models. I'm quite impressed. So, all that's left to do now is assemble the fleet! Okay, and as seems to have become tradition, we'll do the bad guys first. I can see them in the shelf in the corner. I have to actually, because that's on the top of the stairs, I have to actually get a ladder to access that properly. But you can see the hologram ship sitting there with its friends. Don't worry, next time you see this corner, this should be extended because we have another shelf which is going to go along here to relieve these guys and make more room. So let's go and see the good guys. Mostly good guys. And to the mostly good guy corner, apart from the Borg cube and the Borg sphere. And you can see I was going to put it, just twisty. I was going to put it behind the runabout, but it sits much higher than the runabout, so the Delta Flyer is now behind the runabout. But a front to last week's edition, if you haven't seen last week's edition, then go and you'll see this one being born. That's quite disturbing, isn't it? But there you go, there's our two new vessels placed into the fleet, getting quite large now. And as I said, we've got a new shelf over the other side of the lab which is waiting to be painted up, and when that's done it will be raised and we shall rearrange all this to hopefully give more room and make it better. We shall see how it goes. So, 2 good models this month, again. So thank you all very much.
You need to quit being dirty. You're a dirty boy.